do I look?
Yeah, you look good, man.
Well, you know what? Not against you. I don't think I have a chance.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good. You got the polo on. You know,
Well,
you're looking all
yeah.
nice, fresh. You look like you fit. You're about to go to a premiere right now.
All right, let's go for it.
All right, so we're at TIFF, and we are asking people if they think cinema is dying.
No. Ask me next week, it might be a different answer.
No, I don't think so. I think culture might be dying, but not cinema.
If you think cinema's dying, you gotta watch more movies.
No. What?
You don't think cinema is dying?
No. Give it.
Why don't you think that?
Okay. Yes and no, because Netflix, same thing as music, like Spotify, you're not giving the money, like it's not the same profits that it used to be, but everyone's always going to want to watch a movie. So, like, yes and no. It's changing, and it's never going to go back to the same thing.
Why would it be dying? I don't even know why it would be dying.
I don't think that it's dying. I just think that it's transforming, because before we usually go to the movie theaters, right? And right now we have all the streaming things. So I'm just thinking that it's changing, not dying.
The answer is no. Because, it's actually evolving. It's actually getting better. There are more ways to make a film. It's no longer pretentious. You can make films with your phone. You can make films with cameras that you find, like a camera like the one your friend is holding. You can make films any shape or form you want to. You don't need government funding, especially in Canada, because we're really reliant on funding from the government. You don't need that anymore. So you can self-fund. You can make it for free. You can have friends help you. No, cinema is an art form, and art doesn't die. It just evolves. It gets better. It transforms itself. No. The answer, no.
I think that cinematography isn't going to die, but cinema, in terms of like going to a theater and watching something, is unfortunately on the downhill. I'm the kind of person that I love going in and having that experience, but people also just like to experience movies from the comfort of their own home right now. So I think it's like sadly a dying industry, but I wish it wasn't.
There's a movie here called After Sun that is the director's first film. It's brilliant. Triangle of Sadness is great. Women Talking is great. This decision to leave. Cinema is not dying if you know what movies to watch. If you're saying, a lot of times when people say cinema is dying, they mean mainstream movies are downgrading in quality. Like, maybe, but that's not all cinema is. I'm about to see Bros, which is a hopeful sign for cinema. The rom-com is coming back. I just saw Weird, and the comedy is coming back too. It felt like a. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
What do you think of the state of Hollywood right now?
I think it's lost in the matter of making money and creating profits for shareholders, and in the process, culture might be suffering because what used to be culture came from artists, and now it's coming from shareholders.
I think that there's a lot of celebrities that walk the red carpet that shouldn't be because they're not necessarily celebrities. TikTok stars or something. Like influencers. I kind of wish that Hollywood was more Hollywood-esque and luxurious, I guess.
Honestly, I don't think that Hollywood is pushing too much. Before there were really, really good movies, and right now they're just doing a lot, but the quality, it's not as good as before. Of course, you have 1, 2 that are really worth it, but from how many, right?
The thing with Hollywood, well, I'm a film major. It has always been for the very few, especially for wealthy white people. A lot of people try to make it into Hollywood, but they won't, and that's because Hollywood is governed by a body that wants things to be a specific way and will keep it that way forever, which is why cinema isn't dead or dying, because people will make space for themselves. They'll bring a chair to the table for themselves. They'll do what they have to do in order to make it happen for themselves. I don't think you need Hollywood. I think the state of Hollywood is a joke. It's very American. I think people need to pay attention to world cinema more, especially Iran, South Africa, Hong Kong, Poland, Brazil, those types of industries, the powerhouses where you'll see the most beautiful films ever. And if you actually look at interviews with Hollywood directors, when they say who their favorite directors are, you go back to seeing people talk about, the Middle East, talking about South America, talk about Asia. I don't think Quentin Tarantino's favorite actor is like Steven Spielberg.
It seems like it's been a little harder for movies to get off the ground that aren't in franchise territory, and the pandemic exacerbated that. But I hope that we get to see a little bit of a rebound for films that are like original and exciting. Like the movie Bros that's premiering here tonight is great. I've seen that. The Woman King I'm hearing is good. So hopefully original movies will make a comeback. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once is good. But yeah, I mean, Hollywood and Disney are dominating with those kind of movies, and that's a little discouraging, but we can make a rebound.
I think things are still in Hollywood, if that answers your question. Like, I thought we were branching out and we didn't need Hollywood for a little bit, but just seeing the way the last year's been, I feel like Hollywood's still on top of the film industry, and it's a little grim with Marvel and stuff, but I don't know. It's they're desperate. It seems they don't really know what they're doing. Is the answer.
Do you have a favorite film director do you like to watch?
Well, I've been fortunate to work with Martin Scorsese on 3 movies, and now I'm working with Michael Mann. So I work with really talented directors. However, all of them are sort of blessed with understanding the human spirit and wanting to do something to better mankind. So me as a producer, I would say that I think the film industry, might be a bit lost, but there's so many artists out there right now that are doing amazing things. Not only the big ones, the big names that have been there for a long time, but also emerging talent.
Wong Kar-wai, and he's from Hong Kong. And In the Mood for Love is my favorite film. The first time I saw that, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. Absolutely master of cinema, beautiful work. I worship him.
Whoever directed Thor Ragnarok, I can't remember who that is, but if I'm watching that movie on my own, I'm always laughing to myself, and it's embarrassing. So
That is a good film director.
I really love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, he makes good movies.
Yeah.
Well, the Daniels are maybe the most exciting right now, just because I'm high off of their last movie. Jordan Peele had a great movie, or just keeps doing bangers. Chazelle. Chazelle's got a good one coming up. Trey Edward Schultz I like a lot. He's been doing some good stuff.
I seen his last movie here, Waves. Yeah, he got TIFF 3 years ago.
Oh man, yeah, I really like. Right now, I'm going through a Kelly Reichardt phase. She did First Cow and Wendy and Lucy. She's amazing. But I also really like Jim Jarmusch. He always hits it out of the park for me. Yeah.
What do you know about forgiveness?
What I know about forgiveness? I don't really, I know to just always think about peace and have peace with a lot of people, even if they do a lot of bad things. But sometimes it might come off as me as a soft, if it depends on what they did.
So, as an artist,
As
right?
an artist, yes.
If you're an artist,
Yeah.
you're an upcoming artist,
Sure, yeah.
you are not, you have something you want to tell. It's a story,
Yes.
right? In that process, are you at the point of purity now? Do you feel that you are at the point of I'm honest about myself?
For sure. For sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
So your stories you're going to tell now
Now?
are your story?
Yeah.
I love that.
And, obviously fiction. Fiction. My stories,
Yeah.
fiction.
Well,
my experiences
so
might be
my
a little
point,
bit.
My point
Yes.
being, as we distance ourselves from our own stories, is not to interrupt here, but as the big picture is like when it comes from yourself.
For sure. Yeah.
When are you gonna tell your own story?
I think the first couple movies, it's always about writing what you know, and I feel like when you write what you know, you're the most honest. As the years grow and you grow up and you encounter many things, experience many things, more honesty comes in.
Yes.
When you're younger, you don't really know much. You don't know better. And when you're older, you see a lot of things. You go to many places, and then that's when you get to be more honest, write about it, tell people about it, and tell it through art.
That's what artistry is about.
Yes.
That's filmmaking. That's what Scorsese did. That's what Michael Mann did.
Exactly.
That's what your path is.
Sure.
It's the truth. It's about truth. We're gonna hug it on the camera. That's what it is.
Yeah, good to meet you, man.
Same here. Same here.
You're a real motivation for the next
Well,
days.
you know what? You are. You are a motivation. Because you're staying true to yourself and you're being authentic. Carry on, man.
You too.
Carry on.
Thank you.
Cheers.
This guy right here,
Yeah, man.
top dog producer. Get to know him. So are you guys like fans of movies? Are you seeing anything this year?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I am a film fan.
No fan? Yeah.
I watch a lot of
Good?
movies. I prefer movies.
Love your work. Thanks for the videos. Sponsored by Squarespace, sponsored by Movie. You know what time it is. What did you watch this month? What did I watch this month? Letterboxd, man. I love it, man. Keep the content going. Good to see you. Yeah. Enjoy the rest. Kev, don't care. Okay. It's just coming up, I like to do this public and everything.
Nice,
and, I was thinking Tiff would be good to get some people to answer about movies, Yeah, so that's why I showed up. And it was very good to run into Oscar and Spirit. And, there's a big surprise.
Yeah,
I heard that you were coming.
Yeah. I'm glad I got to do this.
Yeah.
I'll check you out, man. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Cinema could be dying. Going to the cinema is coming back, but I think that the state of Hollywood, a lot of are unoriginal and basically the same shit over and over again every year. It makes people lose excitement of cinema, and that is why not a lot of people want to go to the movies anymore. The stay-at-home shit is ruining it. The streaming services are kind of ruining it. It's good to go enjoy something with a lot of people at a place where you have to pay for it, and it's okay to pay for it. And I hope it's not just superhero movies and action movies. I haven't now in a while went to the theaters and enjoyed a comedy movie. I want that feeling to come back again. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite director right now is probably Christopher Nolan. I fucking love Christopher Nolan, man. Christopher Nolan is that guy.
Did you watch Me Type?
No. Why would I do that?